Remember how I told you that BYU was going to blow out VCU? Well, I can do you one better. The Big 12 is going 3-0 today. Let's preview them all, starting with the Cougars on Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Saturday, everybody, and happy March Madness. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake. Ooh, you feel that? You feel the nerves? Today, you could go home. Today could be the final day of your basketball season. Today, BYU could lose to Wisconsin. Drake could upset Texas Tech. Gonzaga could go down to the wire, hit a buzzer beater to knock off Houston, but it won't happen. I'm Drake Toll from America's... You feel it? It's March. America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. I'm going to break it down. Advanced analytics. That's a fancy, fun little term, isn't it? It's what I'm going to use today to prove that the Big 12 will go 3-0, including an upset victory, BYU over Wisconsin. It's not an upset. It's not in my book, but it's a 6 seed versus a 3 seed. 1.5 point favorites are the Badgers going into the matchup that I think is the Big 12 game of the day. The reason I think that is because Houston's still the 1 seed, Gonzaga the 8. I don't believe Drake can keep up with Texas Tech, especially when Tech is not afraid of that pace of play, the slow pace of play. BYU, Wisconsin is a very interesting matchup. BYU is a team that not many picked to get past Wisconsin, to get past VCU. Here's why they will. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. We will start there and break down everything in the Big 12 today, a conference that is 6-1 in March Madness. Somehow Kansas is the school that's lost, and the SEC sucks. Advanced analytics time. Per shot quality. Now, what is shot quality? An analytics website that breaks down every basketball game in college basketball. It predicts them, and then in post will give you what exactly should have happened based on how teams are in their analytics categories. The NBA pays shot quality, certain coaches and teams pay shot quality to run their analytics departments. They have BYU winning 76-75, a 1-point game. But here, the deep dive I'm going to take you on. Follow me on this little trip. This deep dive will show you why BYU will get the best of Wisconsin today. According to shot quality, BYU is number 12 in the country offensively. Wisconsin is 30th defensively. That's an 18-spot gap. Now, 30 is still pretty good. We're in the round of 32. It's supposed to be. That's kind of the way that things go here. The teams are going to be good. BYU has to rise to a next level. They can't be done after just one game in the tournament. After winning their first game in 13 years, they can't be done. Ways that BYU can beat Wisconsin. The Cougars are very good at spacing the floor, 20th in the country. Wisconsin struggles to keep opponents from spacing the floor. Their defense cannot control offenses or guide offenses to make them clunky. They're 343rd in the country in defensive spacing. They're allowing offenses to take whatever they want and get in their own sets to feel comfortable. Now, when your offense is comfortable in a set, your offense is spacing the floor, you have more opportunities to take open shots. BYU 29th in America in shot making. And so you see that when your spacing is good, your shot making is probably good. And when your defensive spacing or the spacing you allow is bad, you're going to allow a lot of shots to go in. Wisconsin, 334th in America defensively in that shot making category. That's not good. The one area Wisconsin could get BYU is free throw rate. BYU's bad at getting to the line and making them. Wisconsin will not send you to the line, but BYU hasn't needed free throws all year long to win its games in the Big 12. Number 9 team in America, BYU overall. As we zoom out a bit more, Wisconsin is 17th, but they've underperformed a lot this year. 19-17 against the spread per what shot quality predicted their games to be. So if shot quality says they're going to lose by 1, they tend to lose by more than that, actually. And then Wisconsin's offense, number 11 in America. That's where they make their bed. According to the advanced metrics that give you averages, percentages, their efficiencies, they're 11th in America, but BYU's defense, as I told you a couple days ago, is 7th in the country. They keep teams away from good shots. They are very good at not fouling opposing teams as well. So while Wisconsin's pretty good at getting the line, BYU is not going to foul you. And Wisconsin can space the floor well. BYU cannot force you into clunky, discombobulated offenses. So that could bode well for Wisconsin. But overall, shot quality gives BYU the nod. And the reason that I think BYU's there is this. The number 7 defense in the country. We have undervalued BYU's defense. VCU shot up a lot of stuff, a lot of junk, and it went in. I think BYU gets the best of Wisconsin today. I think BYU's offense shines once again. It has been a very strong offense on neutral sites as well. We've learned that. Thank you, Big 12 tournament. And BYU moves on to play the winner of St. Mary's in Alabama, which might just be St. Mary's. Hello, Sweet 16 for BYU. Another one. Houston Gonzaga today. Oh, shot quality has this game finishing at 74-74 with Gonzaga a slight edge, a 0.3 edge in this. Houston's favored by 5 per Las Vegas. And here's where everything's interesting. Gonzaga's a top 10 Ken Pom team. They're number 6 offensively in America per shot quality. And Houston's number 1 defensively. That's crazy. Gonzaga very good at spacing, very good at shot making. Houston will slow the game down. They'll eat you alive. But defensively, they're not spectacular at trying to force you into bad sets or throw off your spacing. So it'll be interesting to see how the Houston defense adjusts to a very solid Gonzaga offense. But the same Houston team who's 4th in America overall against the number 6 overall team in Gonzaga, this shouldn't be a round 2 matchup, by the way. That's not a round of 32 deal. This is a Houston team who's been facing offenses like BYU or Baylor or Arizona and beating those offenses. So I'm not worried about them facing a Gonzaga offense and being blown away by the Zags, who are not comparable to some of these high-end Big 12 teams. For Houston offensively, 13th in the country. Gonzaga, I should say, is 25th defensively. That is a big advantage. That's why Houston gets the win. So while my BYU projected score is coming, my Houston projected score will also be coming. You got to stick around a little bit. I can't bury. I got to bury the lead. I can't give you all of the juice right now. Texas Tech Drake final score predicting 73-67 per shot quality. Texas Tech's a 7.5 point favorite at the time of recording, where Tech really has a leg up. Number 20 defense in the country versus the number 48 offense in the country. Drake's going to want to slow this game down. They're going to do their best to slow this game down. They're very good at getting to the free throw line and making their free throws, so Tech needs to be wary of that. This is the most confident I am about a game today, which kind of makes sense. It's an 11 seed Drake, and ESPN's FPI gives Drake a 15.9% chance to win this game. I am not scared of the Bulldogs, even though the school's name is very awesome. I'm not scared of them. Their defense is 44th in the nation. Texas Tech's offense is 5th. Tech, in all, will have a decent time getting past the Bulldogs. I don't foresee this being a major issue for Texas Tech, so I'm going to go with the Red Raiders winning this and going away in the end. Cool Cinderella story, 11 seed over a 6 was awesome, but Tech's going to end up making it past Drake and face either Arkansas or St. John's. I kind of have a hunch that Arkansas is going to win that game against St. John's, and I really am not worried about the Hogs, where I grew up, actually, once we get to Texas Tech against those Razorbacks. St. John's worries me a whole lot more, even though they struggled early in their game in the round of 64. That's it. It's time for our score predictions. If you break down your brackets, when Houston wins, I'll put it like that. When Houston wins, by the way, they'll play the winner of McNeese and Purdue, which I think will be McNeese. Houston will rout the Cowboys. Final score predictions for BYU in their game today against Wisconsin. Give me the Cougars, and it's because of the offense. Final score, BYU, they're back in that 80 category. BYU, 82, Wisconsin, 73. A 9-point victory for BYU due to free throws at the end. We're not going to sweat that last 30 seconds. Richie Saunders will hold the ball, and it'll be over. I disagree with shot quality a bit. I do agree that BYU is going to win. Give me BYU by that final score of 83-74. 82-73? Whatever I said, 9 points in the low 80s and the low 70s. For Houston and Gonzaga, where this is projected 74-75, that is way too many points. Houston wins it because they slow the game down. Final of 69, very nice, to 67. We get down to the wire, and you sweat it out to the very end, but they take advantage of that Gonzaga offense that will peter out with their great defense that Houston has. Facing offenses, they've already seen plenty of offenses that are elite. They beat Gonzaga by 2. Texas Tech and Drake, this one won't be a very close game. A great offense by Tech a couple of days ago in their win against UNCW. Texas Tech 78, Drake 65. Cinderella, the slipper doesn't fit. Cinderella run is over for Drake. That is how I'm going today in the Big 12. Coming up, basketball. It's my favorite sport.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the Bracket Breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
Today's show is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Daylight savings snuck up on us again. If you're feeling lost, that hour sleep thing, 5 Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late watching NCAA tournament games or squeezing in a round of golf after work or trying to keep up with your busy day, 5 Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up when you need it. Basketball madness has kept me up to like 1 a.m. every night. With 5 Hour Energy, I get to be up the next day, ready to go. Extra daylight, extra activities, longer days. I want to go for a hike. I need a tropical burst of 5 Hour Energy to get me through. On-the-go convenience is the best part of 5 Hour Energy because it's easy to grab and go. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. Even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab a 5 Hour Energy at your local grocery store or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with 5 Hour Energy. That's it. Great day yesterday. The Big 12's had a pretty good tournament so far, don't you think? I do. It's March. Anything can happen. We can go 0-3 today, but I just buckle up. Bear with me. Feel it. Live it. Love it. I'm moving into my new house today. And I can only hope that I have to stop the moving process a couple times to record some emergency excited podcast. But game of the day, BYU, Wisconsin. I think BYU gets done by 9 by your alt line. This has been, it always will be, Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Jose Grande.